Global oil markets are sending conflicting signals, creating a fascinating divergence right now. We are seeing fears of a global glut alongside fresh geopolitical attacks. Just consider how oil prices have tumbled recently, yet the volatility remains sky high. That's a strong indicator of underlying tension. But that's only part of the story. We are hearing warnings from industry leaders like TotalEnergies CEO, who sees Middle East producers eager to sell off all stocks. This adds weight to the idea of an upcoming supply wave. At the same time, an oil terminal in Russia's St. Petersburg came under attack, reminding us that supply disruptions are still a very real risk, especially with tanker routes shifting in the Strait of Hormuz. So, why does this matter? This dynamic is creating significant risk repricing in energy and related sectors globally. From broader market liquidity shifts to regional trade flows, these energy market gyrations have wide-ranging implications. We also have to consider ongoing global events, like the situation in Ukraine, and even weather patterns like the eastern US heat wave, all feeding into a complex macro picture. Now look at what's happening in India. Despite global volatility, India's narrative remains robust, especially on the energy front. Prime Minister Modi recently stated that India will continue expanding its oil refining capacity. This isn't just about domestic demand, it's a strategic play for energy security and a significant structural momentum for India's industrial base. Wealth managers are even advising NRIs to stay the course for the next decade, highlighting India's long-term growth story. This leads us to a bigger question: what's fueling the domestic equity markets? Retail investors are betting big on small-cap stocks. We've seen some of these names rally up to 185% in just 3 months. This isn't just hype. It reflects increasing earnings visibility and a capital rotation into sectors that directly benefit from India's domestic growth story. Companies like Indorama Synthetics are gaining attention, signaling broader participation. The strength isn't confined to just small caps. We are seeing key large-cap names and sectors in the news too. Think about companies like PB Fintech, Coal India, Adani Enterprises, Bajaj Finance, Hinz, BPCL, DMart. These names represent a diverse set of sectors, from financial services to commodities and consumption. Plus, analysts are actively updating estimates for IT services players like Mphasis after their full-year results, indicating solid earnings visibility in specific pockets of the market. This sustained domestic demand is also reflected in India's expanding capital markets. We are seeing a healthy pipeline of upcoming IPOs like Kusumgar's public issue, NAC Packaging, and Astha Spintex. Plus, recent demergers and new listings, such as All Cargo Global and CSM Technologies, are adding depth to the exchanges. Even SEBI is tweaking rules on unpaid securities, showing regulatory efforts to strengthen market infrastructure. All this creates a robust ecosystem for new capital formation. Now, let's pivot back to the global arena, because another structural shift is accelerating: the AI and robotics revolution. Governments from Macron to Modi are literally rolling out the red carpet for AI giants. This isn't just a tech trend, it's a fundamental change in how industries operate. Investors who missed the first wave of AI stocks are now looking for aggressive second-chance buys, understanding this isn't a passing fad. The bedrock of this revolution lies in advanced semiconductors and industrial automation. NVIDIA, for instance, is increasingly seen as a top AI stock to buy, solidifying its dominance. TSMC's AI chip leadership is strengthening its credit outlook, highlighting the critical role of foundries. But it's not just chips, it's the application. Companies like Umbrella are assertive in SOC platforms for robotics, and Rockwell Automation and Honeywell are key players in manufacturing automation. Analysts are also boosting price targets for firms like Teradyne, recognizing industry growth. This global market dynamic is heavily influenced by liquidity and central bank policy. Investors are eagerly looking for Fed rate clues, while the ECB is in a good position given inflation data. These policy decisions will dictate the cost of capital and impact valuations across asset classes. We are also seeing interesting capital flow shifts, like the significant outflows from Bitcoin ETFs over the last 2 weeks, suggesting a cautious risk repricing in certain speculative assets. The QQQ versus VO debate also reflects investors weighing growth against broad market stability. Considering these structural tailwinds, a few Indian names are on breakout watch. Companies in manufacturing, infrastructure, and defense are showing improved relative strength and earnings visibility. Adani Enterprises, for example, with its broad infrastructure plays, alongside players like PB Fintech with its fintech reach, could see increased institutional participation as resistance levels are approached. We are observing structural momentum here, driven by domestic consumption and government-led capital expenditure. On the other side, some areas might be entering trim consideration. After extended outperformance, especially in the small-cap segment, valuations can become stretched. While the underlying story remains strong, it's wise to reassess growth expectations against current pricing. We are seeing pockets of yield pressure in some global tech names that have run up significantly, and some of those dynamics could eventually spill over into other markets, including India, if exuberance continues unchecked. So, how do we navigate this complex landscape? India's robust domestic growth, fueled by structural reforms and a vibrant retail participation, appears resilient against global macro headwinds. The ongoing AI and automation revolution presents a clear opportunity for long-term capital allocation globally. The key is recognizing where capital rotations are occurring and understanding the underlying earnings visibility. For sophisticated investors, this isn't about chasing headlines, but about identifying structural momentum and valuation reassessment. We need to be vigilant about liquidity shifts and policy tailwinds, positioning our portfolios for sustainable alpha. This means balancing exposure to high-growth Indian themes with strategic allocations to global innovators in AI and robotics, all while keeping an eye on commodity cycles. To stay ahead of these structural capital rotations and receive ongoing institutional coverage, make sure to subscribe to SMANI News. We'll continue to break down the critical market dynamics for you. We'll see you in the next breakdown.